What's up, everybody? It's your boy once again, Serpent20 Gaming, back with another video. Hit me up on Google Plus, uh, Twitter, Twitch, all that good shit will be in the description box down below. Sub to my channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you go to like it. Um, I thought today I decided to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on the Nintendo Switch reveal. I'm gonna try to make it brief and short. I only checked out the highlights. I didn't actually watch the actual live stream. Just because of last time with E3 and stuff, like they just showed like a bunch of hours of just Zelda all day. But I just figured this time around, I decided just cover the highlights and what I think overall about the console itself. So, with that being said, let's check this shit out, right? Uh, I guess we can start with about price, right? The price. The price for the Nintendo Switch is going to be $300 US, roughly around 30,000 yen. So it's eh, I don't know. I was okay until I saw the price. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now most people say 300 is an okay price, but for it being Nintendo, I don't think 300 is not a good price. This depending on I don't know. I could see two sides of this shit, right? I could see that 300 is an okay price for what they're trying to give in that package, in that bundle deal, but also $300 for what the cons about this console like actually comes about. I just felt like it's somewhat steep. I was before the price reveal, I was thinking more of like around the 250 range at most, and basically like 220, 230 at the least. You know what I mean? So like for it to be like 300, like almost the same price as their last console, it's like you know, but it's a portable. You can take the game on the go. You can have multiplayer. They have built-in Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But and we also got a release date for the actual console. I believe the pre-orders, you can pre-order them now at your retailers and whatnot. And the console itself is going to come out at March 3rd, 2017. So, for it to be early in March, like I think that's a good thing. You have to be able to get it out there, and then for those who follow MPDs and all that, like have it released early so we can get the actual numbers from the MPD and all that stuff towards the end of the month um when they cover the sales for March and stuff. And also, let's see, I'm trying to think what else can we actually say about this reveal, because I'm looking over the highlights right now. I guess in the box it will include two Joy Cons. I guess this is what they're calling the little side, the little mini controllers that's supposed to be attached to the actual screen, mini screen tablet, whatever you want to call it. Two Joy-Con controllers, a wrist strap, a charging grip, the dock, the AC adapter, and the HDMI cable. Um, they also going to be coming in three colors: blue, red, and gray. Now, I believe the gray is the original color, but they also added the blue and the red along with it. And the Switch will be available in two variants, with one with the gray controllers, Joy-Con controllers, and the other one will have one red and one blue, which I just feel like that's just tacky as all hell. And yeah, and no matter which one you get, the standard edition or the bundle edition, they both gonna have the same price point, which is $299.99, basically $300. I don't know why they put the 99 cents. That shit always gets with me, but. And also, there was in talks about that the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild wasn't going to be a reveal. I mean, a launch game. But now it's been reconfirmed that it's actually going to be a launch title along with the Switch. And I believe out of the entire lineup, I believe Zelda, I think, is the most anticipated, in my opinion. Not just for hardcore Nintendo fans, but I believe also that, you know, the casuals and stuff like that. I think it's the most anticipated game, in my opinion. At least that, with also, I believe, Super Mario Odyssey and stuff. I believe like that trailer from the Super Mario Odyssey. I believe that was a wow factor for me. I was just like, oh wow, finally Mario's actually out of the fucking Mushroom Kingdom, and we actually can see other friggin' you know, other worlds and stuff. So I like that concept of it. Hopefully it can live up to the hype. At least with these Nintendo fans, right? And let's see, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Oh, also they're talking about having a online service, just like PlayStation with their PlayStation Plus service, and with Xbox with their Xbox Live service. They don't have a price point for the subscription, but um, you'll get the online service for free until, like, I believe around quarter 3 of this year, and that's when they're gonna start charging. And if I had to guess, they probably would put it in the Nintendo Direct this year for, like, you know, E3. Probably they're gonna talk about more about that towards E3, and that would just be my guess. That's not fact or nothing, but in my opinion, I believe they're going to probably talk about the online service at least towards that, close to E3 or something like that, when they host their own little Nintendo Direct event. And yeah, let's see here. I'm also yeah, and then let's talk about this new game, this new IP called ARMS. Now, the controllers itself are like motion controlled, and for that, just for that alone, there's a lot of hate on Twitter. There's a lot of hate on YouTube about motion controls, because they're like, well, how come? Why Nintendo? Why are you coming out with these motion controllers? We already been there and done that, you know, which are Wii 2 gens ago, and it's been outdated since 2006 with, you know, with PlayStation 3 with their 6-axis controller and stuff like that. So it's already been done. It's already been proven. And this new game called Arms, I guess you know you're using the Joy Cons, both of the Joy Cons, and you're moving it around motion wise and stuff like that. It's basically like a boxing game, or something similar like that, where you can dodge and move and block and punch and, you know, strafe and all that stuff using motion control. So uh I'm not particularly thrilled for it, but I can see the appeal for it. And at the same time, it's like it's not for me. Like, I'm not a big motion controller type of guy. That's why I don't have the Move. That's why I don't buy any Connect games, nothing like that. Like, I'm not with the motion shit. Just give me my controller, you know, my traditional controller, and I'm good to go, man. Also, um, they're also releasing another accessory called a Pro controller, but it's going to be separate from the bundle and the standard when you get your console and stuff. And I believe the price is around $70-$80. I'm not sure. Try to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about anything that I'm saying right now in this video. Feel free to correct me in anything, because from what I'm seeing, from what I like, because the price point that I saw from is basically from another person, so I don't know if it's actual fact or not. But they basically saying that it's like around $70-$80. I'm scrolling down the highlights as I get down to it, so maybe I'll change the way I'm saying these things as I'm scrolling down, because they don't even have the shit in order. And yeah, so I'm thinking like, damn, like I really wish the Pro controller would have went towards the bundle, or at least towards the standard edition. So, you know, maybe people don't want to play on the Joy-Con, maybe prefer a standard controller. Also, the online services, I guess, is going to come with games, like free games. I'm assuming free games, just like, you know, PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live with Gold. They got to release, like, I guess, 1 or 2 NES games and Super Nintendo games. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on this price point of the subscription cost, and it also depends on what Nintendo and Super Nintendo games they are offering, because they said it's for, like, I guess it's for a month, and then they'll take it away from the stores and stuff like that after a month. So I'm assuming it's similar to like the free games we get on the other two consoles. And let's see, I talked about Mario. Mario's going to come out on March 3rd as well. It's also a launch title. In case I didn't say that, along with Zelda Breath of the Wild. And let's see here. Plenty of other games were unveiled at the Nintendo Switch event, but they may not be any time soon. The biggest announcements were Super Mario Odyssey, which I already said. Oh, and Splatoon 2. That's also coming. Super Mario Odyssey's game, blah, 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 Mushroom King. Yeah, basically I already said this shit. But Mario, I guess, is not coming out at launch. I see, they all over the fucking place. Mario's coming out holiday 2017. So I guess that's gonna be like that big Christmas push to get Mario out there. And oh yeah, that's a big thing right here. Nintendo Switch is, you know how Nintendo is always, closed-minded where it comes to like not having their consoles like region free. Like they always like to keep it in house. Like if you bought a console in North America, you only can get to North America stores. You can't make another account and go to another region and try to get their games or their demos to buy and stuff like that. So I guess they're actually learning their lesson, because the other two consoles can do it now. So, well, PlayStation been doing it, but Xbox, I think, just now starting to do that. I think with an update, and now Nintendo is actually just telling you off right that when you get this console, you're not going to be locked down by region. You can actually unlock it. So I feel like that's great, because that'll just pour more money for them anyway. So I don't understand why they didn't do that at all, and stuff like that. So I think that's a good thing as well. And that's just to name a few of the highlights. Along with these other games, I think Splatoon 2, I think, was one of them. Bomberman, Street Fighter 2, Disgaea 5, Skyrim Remastered, I believe FIFA 17, and I think I heard NBA 2K as well. So, and that's just what I saw, I guess, all day today. And yeah, I think that's the biggest part of it. Like, these are the highlights that people are just mostly praising about right now. And for you guys who love Nintendo to death, I know you guys got to pick this shit up day one. It's a no-brainer. And for the casuals, I believe they're going to pick it up as well. But it's not, I feel like for the hardcore gamers, the one that actually game on like PC and Xbox and Sony, they're not. I feel like some are and some is not. Like, some are going to pick it up, and most people are not going to do that. Most hardcore is not going to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts. So please don't bash me. If you have to bash me, just, I don't know, just do you. But I just hope I don't get flack for this shit. It's just my opinion. Just bear with me with this bullshit. Now, for what I gathered from the gimmicks, from what they're showing off the controller, we still don't know. I believe we still don't know the specs yet. So we don't know what's really going on with the actual console. They just gave us a price point, which is good. They gave us a release date, which is also good, so people can prepare to buy it and stuff like that. 2 months, I guess we're 2 months away or 7 weeks away from actually getting it into homes. So it's a worldwide release, I believe, March 3rd. It's a worldwide release. For what I saw, for what I gathered, it just reminds me of a Wii and a Wii U and a little bit of the 3DS combined into one entity, right? So now people, and I heard this from other people too, like, but they added other consoles, the other previous consoles into it, but I don't see that. I don't see the GameCube really. I don't really see the Nintendo, the 64. I really don't see the NES or the Super Nintendo, unless you're talking about the games that they're trying to say they got to provide for you for buying into the online service. Now, here's the thing. You're basically taking that fluke of the Wii, and you're basically trying to salvage what the Wii U didn't do, and then you're molding it into one big thing. Now this is now hear me out. See where I'm coming from with this, right? Motion controls, right? What made the Wii, the original Wii, successful was the motion controls, because every soccer mom, every casual picked that shit up. And because the price was so cheap, people bought like 3 or 4 of them just for one home, basically one per kid if they had multiple kids, or a kid and an adult, whatever. And people went out there because they thought this could be a way of exercising and gaming at the same time, moving around and all this other stuff. So I felt like we already moved past the motion controls. Like on Sony's side, um, they died off with the 6-axis DualShock 3 and the PlayStation Move, but now they bringing the Move back in with the VR with their PSVR. Um, Xbox didn't have a motion controller, but they had a camera that can detect your body movement. And from time to time, like Connect 1.0 was pushing out games for it, but nobody was into it. Nobody had no appeal for it. So even when the Connect 2.0 came out with the Xbox One version, um, people are not going to just get the Connect just to play motion like games. You may get a few, you might even have a niche crowd for it, but I doubt everybody's going to want to connect for connect like games. I basically only got to connect basically so it's easier accessible for me to do voice commands and get to where I need to get to with my Xbox. So what I mean? That's just what it is. I bought it just for the extra accessory. I basically bought my PlayStation camera so I can like broadcast some shit and do the same thing, voice commands and stuff like that. um, to show off a presentation where you're shaking the Joy-Con, and it sounds like you're rocking a cold glass of ice, and you're shaking it, and you can tell how many ice cubes are in the glass. And I feel like people don't care about that type of stuff, like motion sensor stuff, unless you're going to implement it in a game like a AAA whatever, where it feels like it's almost imperative to do the motion controls, like kind of like with Sony's PlayStation 4's infamous Second Son, where you're Delson and you spray painting the billboards, and you can actually shake your controller because it sounds like a fucking a paint spray can and stuff, and you're going all over the fucking billboard and stuff, and you're actually moving your controller towards the action of what he's doing to paint everything. See, like stuff like that, I can see the appeal for it. I can see the appeal, but if you're gonna do that to like every game, I don't see the appeal of that at all. Only few games, maybe like a few first party games where it feels like it's implemented in it. So I assume it's gonna be like more like into the Zeldas and the Marios, the Donkey Kongs, what have you, whatever first party they come out with. Now, the they're still trying to I feel like they're still trying to cater this to the younger audience. And don't get me wrong, that's all great, but you have to show mature rated stuff too, like for the adults. You know what I mean? Having kiddie stuff all the time is fun. It's okay. I like people bash it, but I feel like it's okay just not every time. You know what I mean? Now, parental controls, I feel like that's great. You know, you might have little ones, but I feel like why do Nintendo need parental controls when they don't have that much rated M games? You know what I mean? They only have mostly rated E and rated T, and I feel like that's the farthest they're ever gonna push it. Like you may get third party rated M games, like I said, like Skyrim, stuff like that. But for you to have parental controls, I feel like it's a wasted feature. I know we have it on the other two consoles, but it's like that's I feel like those on the other consoles are a given because they constantly can push out the rated M games. You know what I mean? And you have if you have little ones and you're away somewhere, you know what I mean? It's a way of you monitoring to make sure they don't play those games and stuff like that. So I see that appeal, but with Nintendo, when you're already pushing out just rated E for everyone games all the time, all the time, all the time, I feel like you don't need parental controls. Um, they're still limiting you to there's barely any online chat, and people are feeling like, and this is what I'm hearing, this is not me stating anything or quoting anything. I'm pretty much moving away from actual facts, and now I'm basically giving you what people are saying about the Switch right now, and on top of my opinions on the matter. So for you not to have like really, you know, semi-limited online play, you could link up to like 8 Nintendo Switches, and I feel like that's great. That's like 8 to 16 players, depending on the game. Um, battery life is they saying it can range and it can vary between 2 to 6 hours, depending on the game. Now I feel like if it's like a platformer or something quick, then you're gonna get that full 6 hours, like no doubt, because it's not heavy implemented on keeping up with the rendering and stuff like that, and input sequences and stuff like that. Now I feel like now if you're trying to play something that's longer, like an RPG, like Skyrim or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that they tease, I feel like you're gonna I feel like you're not gonna get that full 6 hours. And if that's the case, I hope I'm wrong, but if that's the case, then again, why would someone play it on the go? Now, um, during the time when people were just speculating stuff, I came out and told a lot of Nintendo YouTubers that this shit is gonna kill the 3DS, or at least try to, right? And people thought I was crazy. They even like so much so that they came like even IGN and GameSpot, they all covered it saying that this is not supposed to kill the 3DS. But I feel like if you're gonna take this shit on the go, right? If they basically making sure you're focusing on the Switch or getting the Switch and making sure you get it on the go, you could play it on the go. You mean to tell me if I was a true Nintendo fan, I'm gonna keep my 3DS in my left pocket and I'm gonna keep my Switch in the right pocket? Like, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't know which one to play. Like, I kind of want to play Monster Hunter on my 3DS, but then I kind of also want to play my Mario Odyssey on my Switch. I don't know which one to pick. You know what I mean? Like, people are just gonna pick one and move on. Like, either they're gonna hold on to their 3DS and keep their Switch at home, or they're gonna keep the Switch here and let their 3DS collect dust. And people are looking at me like, oh no, that's crazy. I said, but if they move like 3DS exclusives over to the Switch like they already did with Pokemon, right? There's already rumors and speculations that they're coming out with Pokemon Stars. That's supposed to be a blend of Sun and Moon. That's supposed to be made for the Switch. Like we always get in like mid iterations of Pokemon, like from time to time. Like so, like Pokemon Yellow, for instance, like back in the day, that was supposed to be a mixture between Red and Blue. Leaf Green, same thing. Um, Trying to think Diamond, I think, or Emerald, Ruby, whatever. Like it's supposed to be in between all that stuff like that. So All they need to do is keep on putting Pokemon games over to the Switch, Monster Hunter games over to the Switch, Fire Emblem, which they already like again, they already teased it. I saw the teaser trailer for that bullshit. They already teasing a Fire Emblem game going to the Switch. So again, you mean to tell me that, oh no, they're not gonna do that, Serpent. They're not gonna do that because uh that would kill off the fan base. That would kill off the 70 plus million they already got for the 3DS. But look what I'm trying to tell you, guy. Like Pokemon's coming, like rumored coming, and they tease Fire Emblem, right? So something like Monster Hunter will be next, right? And then what? Then it's like people are gonna say, well, why do I need my 3DS if I already got the Switch and I could take the Switch with me and I could keep my 3DS down here, like at home and stuff like that. And I don't really need it because all the games I love, all the exclusives that I kept the 3DS for, I no longer don't need it no more because I have a Switch that I can take on the go. I don't need a 3DS to take on the go with me. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm getting at? This is my thought process. This is the process I was trying to explain to people, but people just didn't understand where the hell I was coming from. People thought I was crazy. There's already people talking about it on YouTube and Twitter saying that this shit is going to be dead on arrival. It's going to be failure at launch, and I kind of see where they're coming from with it. And people are trying to give hope and praise Nintendo that they would just get with the program, but they're not getting with the program. They want to stay away from the competition. They want to stay away from Sony and Microsoft. They want to stay away from all that. So it's like, okay, this is supposed to be their ninth gen. This is not a mid-gen console. This is a ninth gen console. So when they come out with this fucking console, right? You know how the other companies going to response to that. Most likely, Xbox is going to come out with their Scorpio within the same year. We are speculating 8 months from the launch of the Nintendo Switch. So they'll have that 8 months of having the ninth gen console out, and then when Scorpio comes out, people are still believing that this shit is going to be a mid gen console. But if it's were to be a next gen console, if the Scorpio decides to become a next gen, a ninth gen console, then where are you going to go get your games at? Where are you going to play your games? Now, I'm not talking to the Nintendo fans because the Nintendo fans are only going to have a Nintendo and that's it. They may have a PC, but they're going to play their exclusives that they only can get on Nintendo on the Nintendo platform. People are going to treat this platform like a secondary console. Like, right? Like I got it just in case there's a exclusives there that only the Switch can have and all this other stuff. They only gonna keep it there for those type of games. They're not gonna play on it primarily. So this is where I'm coming from. This is where my head is at. Am I gonna get this shit day one? Probably not. But there are some games over there that I was intrigued by, like the RPGs aspects. Like I was intrigued by it. Um, I'm basically staying away from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I never played the first one, and from what I heard from the first one was garbage and trash, and they only showed a little teaser for that. But like I said, the gameplay, as the months come on and stuff like that, if we get further into gameplay trailers and stuff like that and see what it enticed me, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Mario enticed me. Mario was cool, but we're not going to see that till holiday. Zelda, as much as I was griping about it, as much as I was on the fence about it, as much as I didn't like the cooking aspect, the the environmental effects that can affect Link and all that stuff, where you got to constantly keep him warm in cold climates and stuff like that. I didn't like that aspect, at least from what I saw at E3 and stuff like that. I didn't like that stuff. But the new trailer that they dropped, I'm back on that fence again. Now I'm back on that. All right, is it worth it? But it's not worth for me to drop $300 on a console just for one game. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't do it. I just not. That's just. I just not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. Um, yeah. So I just want to know what you guys think, man. Do you think I'm wrong for saying this stuff? Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know in the comments. If you want to rebut everything I say, just you know what I mean. You don't have to. You don't have to respond. No way. You know what I mean. You could just put a little comment, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm getting my thoughts out. I'm giving you guys my 2 cents, and probably open you guys' eyes to what everybody is saying about this damn reveal. Um. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered most of it, or at least the most important things on this reveal today. I believe they're doing their treehouse now or tomorrow. So no, today, yeah, it was today, yeah, because the event was Thursday night. I wasn't trying to stay up. Matt had to stay up to like I would have had to watch it at like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. around where I'm at, and I wasn't gonna do that. That to me was too late. Just for Nintendo, I wouldn't do that for Nintendo. If it was like Sony or Microsoft, cool, I would have done it. But Nintendo, no, I already know what to what to expect from that shit. That's why I didn't even watch the stream. I just checked over a couple of highlights from all these media sites, like Game Informer, IGN, GameSpot, Giant Bomb, you name it. I've been here all day just trying to look at all these little tidbits, and I'm just trying to get these thoughts together and make this video out. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this Nintendo Switch is going to take off, or you think it's going to flop? Let me know in the comments. That's my main question. Let me know. Um, Also, I don't see a lot of people getting this right. I really don't. I think what I think what did the Wii U sold like 13 million, something like that. I think we're gonna get the same number, maybe a little higher, maybe like 16 million. I guarantee it'll be like 16 million. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna touch 20, but I'd be surprised if it does. Um, I'm not gonna say it's set in stone, 16 million sold and stuff like that. It could rise at any time. They can they can they can they can have a killer app for it, but we don't see the killer app yet. We don't see the thing that's gonna be like, oh man, I gotta get that Switch day one. Like in my opinion, I didn't see that shit yet. It's not there for me yet. Um, I wish they had I hope they have like an achievement system. I want to have an achievement system. You know, I don't care if it's like you get like 5 mushrooms, like they call their trophies or achievements like mushrooms or stars, like even if it's something like Mario-esque or Zelda-esque, or just straight up Nintendo-esque, like with stars and stuff like that, like the Mario star or something like that. Like put something out there, like for people to keep on playing your games, like have people have like something to look forward to, not rather than just beat it and then done with the game because there's no challenge to go back to play the replay those games. Um, I hope they do that, but I doubt they're gonna do it. The limited online play stuff, I really wish they didn't do that. And I hope the online infrastructure, because we still don't know little to nothing about it. They just told us that they're going to implement it, and it's going to be free until quarter 3 of 2017. But I feel like, with those features, you're allowed to play Super Nintendo and Nintendo games throughout the month, and be able to play online and chat online and stuff like that. So they're basically doing the same thing the other two companies are already doing, and we still don't know the price. Now I feel like if it's going to be like that 50, 60 a year thing, don't do it, Nintendo. Please don't do that. Make it cheaper. Make people. If I was you guys, I would make the subscription fee like 30 a year, right? Y'all seriously don't need the money. Everybody say y'all guys don't need money. You guys are straight. Y'all got millions of dollars in the bank. Y'all got $1 million in that vault. Um, so do gamers an actual solid and cut that price in half. So that way, even third party games come out, and let's say that they come from all platforms. Um, to play online, most people probably will pick the Switch if the online service is $30 or at least something along the lines where it's cheaper than Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. I just feel like that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I doubt they're gonna do it because they already trying to max this shit the console price out of $300, which I feel like they should have put. I feel like they should have put the price point at $250. You mean to tell me if a regular Joe Schmo go to have $300 in his hands and he needs to get a console and he has a choice between the PlayStation Slim, the Xbox One S, and the Nintendo Switch. You mean to tell me that he's going to choose that Switch over those two consoles? Where one can do exactly what the vanilla PS4 can do, just $100 cheaper, and the Xbox One S got the HDR media playback, 4K streaming and all that bullshit. HDR capable and all that stuff. Now, if he has that TV that's HDR and 4K capable, ready, all that good shit, you really think he's gonna pick the Switch out of those two consoles? Like he has to choose between those three consoles. He's gonna dominate and say, "Yo, I'm gonna definitely get that Switch because that's where the games are." Like I feel like we are like so far what I saw besides a few new IPs or at least something like that. They're like the Switch are getting games that's already out already. Like the Sky 5 complete edition or some shit like that. And I think there was another one. I'm trying to really think. Besides Skyrim, there was another one, and I'm trying to think of it right now. Shit. Um, just like games that's already out, like FIFA 17, stuff like that. Like games that's already out, like the games that I feel like I think they shouldn't even bother making. So I'm thinking like, okay, when they were discussing this that they're gonna have third party support, I was expecting that they was gonna get newer IPs, like IPs that's gonna be coming out this year, maybe next year, and it's gonna be a third party multi-plat, super multi-plat, like where it's going to come on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch, right? Like all major platforms. And I'm just seeing old hat shit. Like shit, we most likely most gamers already played on other consoles before, so you know what I mean, or other platforms I should say, because I'm going to include PC in this thing, and like I don't know what Nintendo thinking. They really think this shit's gonna save them. And from what I'm seeing on Twitter, what I'm seeing on Facebook groups, what I'm seeing on Google Plus, what I'm seeing on Twitter, YouTube, it's the majority, the hardcore, the zealots, the Sony fanboys, the Xbox fanboys, the casuals, the PC elitists, the master racers, all of them. If you already have a Wii U, then they got to pick up the Switch. I already know this shit. Me personally, I already know this shit. Nintendo diehards, they got to pick them up day one because that'll give them something to talk about. That'll give them something to be relevant about when they come back to YouTube and talk about the Switch and what it entails and all their news when their news drop and all that stuff. Because the Wii U's already died off. They already end production of it months ago. So like what to look for in this shit. What like to me, right? To me, like if I was going to go and get this shit, to me, I don't see what would make me go to a GameStop or a Best Buy and go be like, yo, I need to have this in my house. I don't see none of that. I don't see it. I don't see the enticement. Now, don't get me wrong. Like a few games here and there, like I said, Mario, Zelda, I'm on the fence still with. Like I wasn't going to I was on the fence and then I wasn't on the fence. I was like, nah, I'm good with that shit. And then now I'm back on the fence because I saw the new trailer. But you know, between the trailer and the release, anything can happen. Anything can happen that made me say, it's not worth $300. Now, me personally, I'm gonna be like, yo, I might wait for that price drop. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Whether that shit will be like 3 years from now, 2 years from now, maybe a Black Friday sale. something like that. Like that's what I have to wait for because I can't see myself dropping $300 on a Nintendo platform. Like I said, I love Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo. Nintendo was my first fucking console at age 5, age 6 years old, and I loved them all the way up to fucking GameCube. And then right after GameCube, when the Wii came out, it was just like I had to fall back. I had to fall back because by then I'm already grown. Like when the GameCube came out, like around 2003, something like that. Yeah, I was already graduating fucking high school and shit. Like I was like on my way outgrowing the fucking kitty ass games. Like now, get me wrong, I will go back to a kitty game from time to time. There's no shame in that. But when your whole entire library is just filled with games that are meant for younger audiences, like when you're an adult, you tend not to care about those type of games. You tend to care about more of the mature stuff, like the violence, the profanity, the killings, the gore, the stuff like that. Whether it's a shooting game, whether it's a sword play game, whether it's anything of that sort, whether there's a game that has a really dark story, you know what I mean, or dark concept to it, like they can't never try to get into that kind of field, or at least try to throw out a game or two just to see if people going to go out and get their console for that type of title. And everybody just want to keep praising that, yo, Nintendo's doing it. Yeah, we're gonna be in it. But I guarantee you, yo, they're gonna end up like fucking Sega, yo. And I said this shit to other Nintendo fanboys, yo. I say this shit all the time. So they're gonna end up like Sega. Phil Spencer is already trying to get Mario on the Microsoft brand, and he might just succeed. It all depends on the Switch. It all depends on how good the Switch is gonna either sell or not. And yeah, yeah, that's it. Like I Nintendo people say, no, Serpent, no, you it's not gonna end up like Sega. Trust me. They all like giggle and chuckle it off, like, ha, ha, ha. It's not gonna end up like Sega. No, 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 no. And I'm like, you see what they're doing, right? You see what they're doing. The success of the Wii with the motion controllers, then the Wii U with the tablet type of thing, where you have three types of modes. They're calling these shits modes now, where you put it on the dock and you put it and it make it display through your TV screen. That's one mode. Another mode is when you take the screen off the dock, you kick off the little back stand to it and put it on like a tabletop, whatever, and you start playing with the Joy Cons. That's another mode. And then another mode is when you actually take the Joy Cons and put it on the actual tablet screen and you pick it up, and that's your actual mobile mode right there. So the way I look at it, right, you have a tablet kind of mode, which reminds you of the Wii U, gamepad, whatever, and you're taking it on the go is more likely like the 3DS because you have games that are going to be that probably used to be 3DS exclusives going to be going over to the Switch because it's basically going to be the same kind of concept there. You can take that on the go as well, right? So they're taking the success of the Wii, the original Wii and the 3DS, mold that together. Then they're gonna have the tablet aspect where you can share that mini ass screen. Like who's gonna play multiplayer or local co-op, I should say. Who's gonna play local co-op in that small ass screen? If you were to take it on the go. Let's say you take it on the go, you find a bunch of friends, they all want to play this game, and you only have two Joy Cons, so you're like, okay, cool, let's join up, let's pair up, and all this other shit, and you both are looking at this mini ass screen, like, and then and then for guys like me, big guys like me who have fucking gorilla fucking fingers, right? I see that little Joy-Con, I'm thinking like, yo, that Joy-Con shit is it's not gonna. They say, oh, it feels comfortable on your hands. I don't think it's gonna feel comfortable, um, at all. Like when you have big stubs for fingers, like it's not gonna feel comfortable. Like, I don't think it is. I'll try it. Like, like when it comes out, I'm gonna try it just to see if it does. But it's like I doubt it's gonna be like, oh my God, I was so wrong about the Joy Cons. Like, I don't think it's gonna be nothing like that. You even got the fucking wristband like the Wiimote, right? Just so you don't throw it down. Like, you're not gonna have a tight grip on your controller. Then something's wrong. Like, I don't know. I might be too negative, but but these are my thoughts, man. These are my opinions. I'm letting you guys know how I feel about this shit, and yeah, just getting it out there. And third party, like, people saying like, okay, they don't need third party support. They're fine with their first parties and stuff like that. And I kind of almost agree with you. I kind of almost agree with the Nintendo fans on this aspect, right? Because I was the one that would promote saying they need third party. But the way I told them that told the Nintendo fan was that the way the third party needs to come out, it needs to entice them to, you know, have a feature, a gimmick, if you will, that will show off the that the Nintendo version is the better version, despite the graphical infidelity, despite the, you know, maybe the frame rate dips, whatever. Like, your version is gonna be better because like the more because because the Nintendo version will be the more innovative version. You see what I'm saying? You're not just gonna be playing it beyond just the controller or your keyboard and mouse. You actually innovating yourself into the Switch controllers, the Joy Cons, whatever, to have a better experience. That's what I meant when I said they need third party. Now I feel like the third party is just going to be the inferior, um, regular Joe Smo third party game. Like, you can just play the same shit on the other consoles because they're not gonna take that innovation and bring it to the next level. They tell you this shit during the launch. They'll tell you this shit before launch. They'll tell you that, yeah, we're always pushing forward. We've always been innovative. Um, our controls are always wonky and look crazy and all this other stuff, but it's to show you the innovation part of what we do. Now, hands down, Nintendo is always going to be the first um, platform to ever go innovative anything, right? We expect that much from them because they've been doing it. They've been doing it. Like, yeah, they was the first one to actually have shoulder buttons before everybody else started having shoulder buttons. Like, you see what I'm saying? They're the ones that came up with the no, no. I was gonna say the dual stick, but PlayStation One was the first one that I believe they did that. No, no, wait, I'm wrong. Maybe Nintendo 64. I think the Nintendo 64 did that with the center stick and then the C controls, whatever. Yeah, so it's like, yo, you're like, people want you to stay away from the innovative part and just give us something traditional. If you would just give us something traditional, I feel like more people will be behind you in buying the product. Um, Now people want to go out their way and buy extra cash, spend extra cash on accessories and like stay away from the Joy Cons and go get that Pro controller, may get two Pro controllers just so they can have a friend and whatever that can actually have a traditional controller along with them and play this stuff. But like I said, it all people feel like it's gonna fail. Like, I don't want them to fail though. That's the thing. I don't want them to fail. It's good to have a third person in the mix of things to keep both Microsoft and Sony in check. So that way they don't be trying to, get over on us consumers on the bullshit. So I feel like for the online price, I think that's why they didn't discuss they didn't flat out tell us yet, because I think they're in deliberation of it. Probably going by what I'm saying, even though what I'm saying is not fact. This is my speculation, and I'm going to assume that they're going to at least drop that price negative $20-$30 from the traditional $50, $60 that PSN and Xbox Live is doing to us now. And if they do that, then I feel like, okay, that's a step up. That's something, that's a step up towards the right direction. And I hope that they do that. I hope they implement that. I hope it's not the traditional 50, 60 a year thing, because if that's the case, I don't see people who have multiple consoles going to be paying for Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus, and this new Nintendo Online service. I don't see that. Unless they got money to blow, I don't see that happening from some gamers. But let me know what you guys think. You think this thing gonna take off like a rocket straight to the moon, or you think it's gonna flop and sunk deep in the fucking trenches of the oceans? Let me know. This has been my thoughts. This has been my opinions. Follow me on Twitter, Google Plus, all that good shit. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell icon so you can get all my uploads. Let me know what you guys think, good or bad. Your gripes, your thoughts. Just let me know. Peace out. Have a good one.